Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's episode I'm carrying out a small upgrade to the back door of my van. Now this is actually something that I purchased and was meaning to do when I did my van build a couple of years ago, but you know, it's like procrastination gets in the way and all the rest of it. But I've got time today. It's a nice sunny day, so no better time to do it. Now what I'm doing is moving the door handle on the back door of my Citroen Relay. So let me show you what the problem is and why we need to sort that out. So on a Citroen Relay or Peugeot Boxer, Fiat Ducato, blah blah blah, they're all the same. The door handle is, as you can see, right here, which if it's a panel van is perfect. That's where it wants to be. However, when you convert your van into a camper van, especially if you have a fixed bed in the back like I have, and let's face it, like most people do, you run into this problem. If I just turn the camera around to show you the inside, right now, here we go. So the top of the bed is up here, look. The bed frame is here, and if we track across, the handle is bang in line with the bed frame. So when I close the door round, the handle is against the frame and you cannot get to it to open the door in the case of an emergency. You know, it's not like it's buried down the side of the mattress and you can get your hand down there, and let's face it, you know, if your backside was on fire, you would force yourself in there and open the door handle. No. When it's up against the bed frame, that ain't going nowhere. You can't do that. So what I'm going to do is relocate it to the top of the door above the window. And in fact, if I just scan you up on the H3 version that I have, actually it's a very long way up. We're going right to the very top up there. And how are we going to do this? Well, that is a good question. I bought, back when I was doing the van build, from a company called Celtic Motorhomes in Wales, a kit for moving the back door handle. Now they've since changed their name to Voyage Adventure Vans, and presumably they still make this kit. I'm not sure, but I'll link in the description down below so you can go and check them out if this is of interest to you. And I have it here. And what it consists of is essentially a template made of plywood for the location of the new handle, the cable and attachment, and a bag of bits. That's pretty well the size of it. I don't know why we feel obliged at this point to give this description, but it just seems the world we live in, doesn't it? Of no, this isn't sponsored. No, they didn't give it to me for free, blah, blah, blah. I bought it with my own good money, and if it works out as I'm hoping it's going to work out, why not tell you where I got it from, and you can just go and buy your own. Simple as that, isn't it? You know, share and share alike. Right, first job first then is, let's strip this back door down and get to the point where we're ready to start doing that. So I pretty well prepped up what I think I'm going to need for this job. Really not an awful lot, to be fair. A pry bar handle thing, whatever you want to call it, for getting, you know, where are we? Here we go. For getting these jobbers off. A very small little bladed screwdriver for removing the caps on the Solway panel. And some Allen keys. Now this big one is for the actual original door catch to get that off, and then we have a very small and a not quite so small, which are the two I need for this bit. Don't ask me the size, I don't bloody know. They just come out of my randoms box, so it's just quite small and not quite so small. That's the sizes of those. Right. First of all, I'm going to need that and those two, and oh, and of course the good old screwdriver drill. And let's make a start on that then. Right, there we go. That quite literally took about 5 minutes. So, what sort of state are we in? Let's have a quick look. Well, again, we're doing pretty well in these little corners here. There's no sign of any water ingress on my timber frame there. Either side. Oh, look at that. Look, that must be where I wipe my finger to get the gunk off my finger. It's still there. But no water ingress anywhere, and that's all looking nice and clean. And up the top here again, let's just peel some of this insulation out. No, it's all absolutely fine, hunky-dory. Right, okay, so this is where we're going with it up here. So let's start down here. I think that's going to be the first job, and get the cable pushed up through. Okay, so the first thing we need is the new cable, which goes from here where the handle was right to the top. Now I did I did speak to the man at Celtic Motorhomes, now Voyage Adventure Vans, and he said that this cable, even though they generally do it for H2 vans, it does fit the H3 variety no trouble at all, and it is long enough. We shall see. Right, so this end needs to thread up through. So what I think I'm going to do is just tease that to the side there, and just pop a bit of tape on there, so it doesn't catch on anything as it's going up through. We don't want that, do we? So let's just pop a bit of tape on there, and so what I need to do is, let's just pull you up a bit, there we go, is, well, which side are we? Oh, there we go, right, is from here, round the side of the window, and up through here, and out at the top. Right, well, nothing else for it, is there? Let's just crack on. Right, get my stool in, right, and there she is, right at the top there, just like that. And yes, all right, I agree with that. It does look long enough. Marvellous. Let's just leave that hanging in the fresh air for the moment, and sort the bottom out first, shall we? Because this apparently is the more tricky fiddly bit than the upstairs bit, so to speak. Right, okay. You see that all right? Yeah, just about. Okie dokie. So that goes round that way. So this, apparently you can just connect it on like that, and then just put the bolts back in. Or if you want to, you can drill these out, and although it's a lot of fiddling and faffing, you could get that in theory on the inside, like so. You'd have to take these out and then you know, drill those, or put some nuts and bolts in or whatever. But for me, because I have the Solway panel, which is fairly generous on covering things anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that, and I'm just going to go straight on the outside like that. Yeah, okay, let's just offer a couple of bolts in there to just temporarily secure that. The pack comes with two, can you see that? Yeah, two longer ones and two shorter ones. I think the shorter ones are going to be absolutely fine for that. There's no you know, no depth to that at all really. So let's do that. Okay, so that's got that held in place. Actually, I am going to try and find something else, because these bolts are quite deep, look, and they do stick out quite a long way. Now this plate isn't going to interfere with my solway panel, but that most certainly is. So let me have another quick dig in the garage and see if we can find something that's a bit flatter on the front. Right, I found something. Look at those dirty old bad boys. I've found those in a little pot from the original van build. I think they were bolts that were used for screwing down the tie downs in the back. See, it's amazing what you get if you just hang on to things, isn't it? And they actually fit in that thread perfectly. So I'm going to use those. Now, there's no definitely don't win any prizes for appearance, does it? But it doesn't matter, because it's going to be behind the solway panel, and at least these are a bit more flush than the ones supplied. So we're going to do that. Right, now we've got that just offered into place, let's tackle the difficult bit first. So, first job first, let me take you off of the stand. You're going to go for a little helicopter ride again now, because I just want to show you this. Let's come around in this side. I'm not going to try and hold the camera and do this at the same time, because that's just a whole world of pain and agony, isn't it? But anyway, look, there's the original latch for the door, and you can see on there, if I just hold that screwdriver there, there's a little ridge in the plastic or in the rubber there, and what this kit is designed for is this slot here is where that sits into and slides up into there and holds it into place. Let me just put that on, and then I'll show you again. Right, there we go, and then that sits in that little slot like that. And yes, definitely not one to try and do whilst holding a camera. Right, let's get that connected to this. Right, you're getting this literally on my first attempt, so this will either go swimmingly or there will be an awful lot of cussing and swearing. Right, the Allen keys on the bolts this side are is my medium small one. I know you're now going, tell me what size that is. I don't know, it's just medium small, out my box. Right, now can we do this without dropping one of these buggers? Let's get that out and just put that back in there so we don't lose the nut. Right, do that 4 more times. Oh, this is fiddly. Actually, is that loose? Oh, that's loose enough to do by hand, you bloody idiot. Right. They do supply a spare if you need a spare, so it's not, not the end of the world. Right, okay, so actually let's show you on this one here. So I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this because it's, kind of black on black, so to speak. Let me hold that in there like that. So what we have here is, if I just take that off and turn it around to show you, there's an Allen key on that side, and there's a hole on the other side of there, so you can access that when it's put together, and that allows you to make your adjustment. And then there's a hole here which is for that bit, and the cable comes out there. So the idea is, I think, that goes in there like so. That cable just sits around there in that slot, so it's sort of out of the way, so you can pull on it to adjust it. And then this end goes in there, like so. And that, there we go, like that. And then using the power of magic, or just lots of cussing and swearing trying to put this back together, we put this cover back on and get those bolts back in. Oh, let's have a go at that then. Oh, so far so good. Yeah. Now, so at this point, I wish I hadn't put those nuts back on. Sorry, you'll have to forgive that noise in the background. My neighbours are having something built in their garden at the back of their house. I've no idea what, but there's an awful lot of cutting of bricks and stone going on. But hey ho, you know, you get what you get, don't you? Right, there's one. What I think I'm going to do is go for the opposite corner over there, then at least I'll hold it all together when I check that it does actually work. Let's put that one on. Actually, do you know what? Screw it. Let's put all four in. Let's not mess about with it. Let's just get them in, because you know, I'm not exactly going to take it apart again, am I? Unless I need to. Ooh, Christ, that was close, wasn't it? That nearly disappeared into the depths. Put that one on. And last one. Okay, right, now, so when this cable is pulled on there, that is going to operate that okay, that seems fine. Now if I twist this round, we can now see in there, look, that Allen key nipple, would you call that? Ooh, misses. Yeah, let's go with nipple. So you undo that slightly, pull that through to tension it, and do that back up again. I think that's generally the size of that. Right, let me give a yank on that from the top and see whether that moves and make sure the cable is free. I'm going to leave you where you are looking at that for a moment as I climb up and pull on the top, and you tell me if that moves. Right. What I should have done was taken that blue tape off before doing this, shouldn't I? Anyway, there we are, right. Hey, look at that. Marvellous. That's a winner chicken dinner if ever I saw one. Right, okay, now. Right, okay, that's as much as I need to do down here until I'm ready to loosen that Allen key off and tighten that up. But of course, before we can do that, I need to sort the top out. So let's go up and do that. Right, so what we've done at the top here is my my cable, which you know, very nicely fits all in there. And what I've done is I've just trimmed this round to fit the shape of the inset on the door there. Not my prettiest of work, I know, but I don't have the jigsaw here today. It's at my place of work, so I had to do that with a handsaw, which is a bit of a hacky job. But of course, the solway panel is going to be in front of this, so you're not going to see any of this wood then. And then what I've done is, where there's this slight ridge here, I've just put some self-tapping screws in all the way around to hold that nice and secure in place there. So the next job is to mark this placement on this top solway panel and get this cut out and then basically reassemble it all. So let's get this solway panel done and then do that. Right then, there we go. We got that on. There's the top of the solway panel. It's just a couple of screws in it at the moment, just holding it in place. The bottom's flappy, so I can get the other piece tucked underneath. So cut the hole in the solway panel there to get that in. That took a bit of fettling, to say the least. So I didn't record that because you don't want to hear me swearing all the time, do you? But anyway, we're in. And then during my process of testing that, I yanked a bit too hard, and oh dear, look. The other end of the cable is come off. So the moral to that story is tighten up that little grub screw before you go yanking on it. But anyway, not to worry. What we'll do is we'll refeed that down from the top and then make the connection downstairs. So the top here is pretty well done, really. That's operating. So let's get this cable put back through and refit the bottom. And then well, I think we're nearly there, aren't we? Marvellous. One thing I've discovered is this black sheathing here. This just slides off in no time at all if you're not careful. So, and that's happened more than once. So that's a bit of a pain. So you have to just be mindful of that when you're putting this together. Now, am I going to be able to feed that back through that hole without taking it all apart again? That is the question, isn't it? And the answer to that is yes, I can. Marvellous. Right, now, because I've oh, I don't want to lose that again, do I? Will that stay there? Yeah, just about, I guess. Right. Now, annoyingly, we've got to take all this apart again because, like I say, I pulled it out. That bricklayer's having fun next door, isn't he? Good God, he must be absolutely plastered in dust, all hot and sweaty in this weather, but hey. Don't fancy that job today, I tell you. This is plenty hot enough doing this. Today's the 29th of July. And it's summer day. You know, we only get like 1 or 2 days a year, don't we? And it's and it turns out it's today is summer day. And then by the 30th it'll probably be pouring the rain again. Right, we got that apart. Now let's see if we can get this little grub thing out without losing it, because dropsies are my expertise today. Stay there, damn you. Oh yeah, it's all quite loose, that's why we were having trouble with that. Right, see if we can thread that back through there. It's all lovely. Right, can you still see that all right? You're a bit far away there, aren't you? Let's bring you in a bit closer so you can see all the action. I mean, it's really blockbuster stuff, isn't it? But you know, it's if you do this, you'll probably come across the same problem. So you know, might as well watch me faff about with it first, and then at least you know what to do when you're faffing with it as well, isn't it? Right. Okay. So that's back in place. That's back in place. Now let's try and get this cover back on. Did that go? Oh yes, it did. Look at that. Right. Slightly different sound going on next door now. It's still an angle grinder, most definitely, but it sounds now like I'm cutting metal or something. They're having something built on the side of their garage, which is very odd. It's they've had builders in and they're putting footings in, and they're doing something, but it's not actually attached to the house. So I don't think you could call it an extension. So Christ knows what that is, and why you'd spend, you know, all that money on it with builders and things when it's on the side of a garage. But still, you know, who am I to criticise, eh? Right, okay, now let's get this bugger tightened up so this doesn't happen a third time. So it's not sort of pulling on the mechanism. The mechanism is sort of released, so to speak. But I got this pulled tight, and now let's do that up. Right, okie dokie. Well, the battery died then. That's perfect timing, isn't it? But anyway, we got the rest of those put together, and so now let's operate this handle at the top and see what happens. Oh, marvellous. Look at that. Well, I think first things first is let's actually shut the door and see whether that does actually work before I go too crazy and, you know, put all the insulation back in and the panels back on and everything else, and then find it needs adjusting. That would make me most discombobulated. So let's close this door. Make sure there's nothing in the way. Right. So that's now caught at the top, okay. And oh Christ, can I get my hand in there to operate that? Well, that's awkward without falling off the back of the van. Yeah, look at that. There we go, marvellous. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Right, let's start putting it all back together again. Okay, there we go. That's all that back together. Got my sort of cargo nets back on as well, and just a couple of little jobs to do. Just need to where is one? Put these corners back on. I just fixed them in with a little bit of splodge. Look before. I just peel that off and put a new bit of splodge and get them back on there. They are supposed to clip on, but opening and closing the doors, they just never ever stay there. And obviously we've got this to deal with, because previously, of course, the handle was there, but luckily in the garage I had my spare piece of solway panel. Now that's the bit that originally was cut out from where the window was, look. So we're just going to rob a piece of that and make up a little plate to go around here. So I'll just get on with that, and then I'll show you the finished article. Oh, and apologies that you never got to see the time lapse of me putting all this back together again. It was my intention to do that, but I didn't realise the GoPro turned itself off. It's quite a hot day today, and it must have overheated or something and shut down. So GoPros, I have to say, are not my most favourite method of recording in that there is. I mean, they're supposed to be amazing quality and absolutely bomb-proof and bulletproof, aren't they? But from my experience, I've found they're not. They're fragile and temperamental, and well, quite frankly, I wish I'd bought it and got something else. But hey, you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. Never mind. Right, let's get this this little piece made for there, and then we can wrap this job up. Okay, there we go, and that's all done. Look. Just pop that on with a couple of sow tapping screws. I need to order some more of these caps to go on there, but for now that'll do, because you know, at the end of the day, if I shut that around, look, that's inside the garage, so to speak. So you're not going to see that from the inside anyway. So no dramas there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little video on the back door handle. Please remember to like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, actually, no, before I go, I know it's been a long time and I haven't done my, my van tour video. Like I said at the start of this one, once you've kind of finished your van build, although I know technically I never finished, but you know what I mean, you know, a certain amount of procrastination kicks in, doesn't it? So it is on my to-do list, but anyway, let's give you a little sneak preview now, shall we, at the end of this video. Now, do excuse the mess inside, because we're just in the process of getting cleaned out and ready to go on our next European jolly in a couple of days' time, which is why I wanted to get that, that back door handle sorted out. So a lot of activity at the moment, but anyway, little sneak preview. Let me turn you round. So, anyway, in the back, look, there's our bed situation. It's a 4-berth, so main bed in the middle there, and then another double bed up above, which the kids sleep on. And there's plenty of space in both of those. Yeah, I mean, this here is cosy, but it most definitely works. And I keep a nice decent garage space. So in the back of the garage here, there's the electrical system. Oh, do mind the golf shoes there, look at that. Batteries are a perfect golf shoe storage area. So anyway, we'll go through all that actually in the van tour, but the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that there are 2 mains battery chargers. Yes, we've got the Victron, which is a 20 amp one, which is there, and also a new addition, which wasn't in any of the videos, is the Sterling over there, which is a 40 amp mains charger. And essentially all they do is they plug in here, and you either plug one in or the other one, depending on what you want to do. Now you may be asking yourself, what on earth have you done that for? Well, there's a very good reason for it, and it all evolves around, let's just grab it, this little fellow, which is my EV charger to 16 amp plug adapter. There it is. So what I do is, if I need to charge the battery, I'll do a proper video all about this, but if I need to charge the batteries, and you know, it's all quickly, or I don't want to just drive around for hours on end if it's raining and horrible and there's no solar, I use an EV charging point. Now this 20 amp Victron one here basically is far too slow, so I bought the Sterling one over there, thinking, oh, that'd be great. But what I didn't realise is the Sterling has a dirty great big fan in there, and it goes bzzz when you switch it on, so it's not really practical to use that overnight. So, and you're already way ahead of me here, that one we use if we're just parked for 2 or 3 hours to charge the batteries daytime, which gives us 40 amps, and that one I use if we're parked overnight, which only gives 20 amps, but it's completely silent. So that explains that. And what I have is a 10 meter cable there, just purely for that EV charger use, as well as my normal sort of 25 meter cable. If I just go through the back gates here, you'll see why this EV charger thing is a thing for me, because here's my car, which as you can see is plugged in, and we are electric here. There he is, look, the zappy charger. So I've been able to oh, actually, let's have a look at this. What have we got going on here at the moment? So it's a nice sunny day, and I got 3.3 kilowatts going into the car at the moment. It's probably producing more than that, but perhaps there's something on in the house. So we charge if we need to, using the EV adapter. Let's go around this side. So all the you know, all the vinyls and everything have all been put on. I gave it a model number just for fun, 640 XL. 640 because it's the 636 length van, and XL because it's the extra large one, the high top. So that's sort of where that came from. And if we go inside, like I say, do excuse the mess, it's a work in progress of getting ready to go away. So there's our double seat fitted in the back look. Again, we'll talk about that in more detail in the tour. There's all the cupboards, the one round the front with the tambour door. There's the control panel. These are the kitchen cupboards. I'm not sure whether I did a video on fitting the fan for the cooker or not, you know, the extraction system, but anyway, there it is. And then moving back, the fridge is in there, and then up above here we have a little shelf with our electric kettle, electric toaster, tea and coffee and all that jazz, whistling kettle. And just by the side of it there, look, is the controller for the inverter and the plug. So if you want to boil a kettle, you literally just pull it out onto the top, plug it in, turn the inverter on, and Bob's your uncle. And then when we're travelling, we then have a tambour door there that just comes down and shuts the whole lot away. And then, oh, that's a horrible shot, isn't it, because of the bright sunlight outside, but anyway, that's the beds on the inside, the two max air fan up there. I didn't mess about putting any fancy stepping down there, to be honest, because it's just extra weight and didn't really need it. So this little step here just came from IKEA. Look, can we just put that in the middle there? What's wrong with that? That works, doesn't it? Ladder here for the you know, to get into the top bunk. And then the toilet and shower in there. It's the shower head. I think that's called a douche something or other. Shower curtain as well. Little hecky in the top to let some light in, and another max fan at the front. Anyway, that's enough of that. We'll do a proper van tour in due course. Anyway, like I say, please remember to like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And I'll see you in the next one very soon, hopefully. Bye for now.